is around her, in the family, in the community. The teacher doesn't respond to any situation without thinking. And therefore, the thoughtful patterns of the teacher are very important in helping this country counter violent extremism. Because in the process of thinking, you will be able to analyze and come out with the factors, the remedies, the way forward, and so on and so forth. So, teachers are very important in countering violent extremism because teachers are always very thoughtful. In our profession as teachers, we have to think, plan, and then teach. Okay? You can't teach without thinking. And therefore, because of that characteristic, which is very important in countering violent extremism, that's why we are all here. E. The teacher is the expert in the community. Because the curriculum that makes a teacher, in that curriculum there is sociology of education, in that curriculum there is psychology of education, in that curriculum there is philosophy of education, in that curriculum there is instructional method, in that curriculum there is curriculum studies, in that curriculum there are so many things that we all need this expertise in countering violent extremism. You need psychology, understanding how these young people are thinking. You need sociology, how does the community work and how does people relate. You need philosophy, the kind of statements you will have to use to make sure that people understand what you're talking about, and so on and so on. You will need methodology because you have to present it in a way that people will understand you. So there is no way you can be able to become an effective counter-violent extremism specialist, ambassador, or practitioner without all these skills. So you need to think, isn't it? Good. And then E, the teacher is the expert because the teacher knows each and everything that surrounds the growing and the developing of the young person. No one else knows better than the teacher what these young people need in order for them not to participate in violent extremism. We know where it starts because of the child psychology. We know how to counteract it because of the sociology. We know how to put across it because of the philosophy that we have learned, and so on and so forth. So the teacher is an expert. That's why you are here. Everything to do with the community, everything to do with the development. That's why we fit in every position that we are always normally given. You can fit in any position as a teacher because you are all round, you are an expert. A. In most cases, teachers are very adorable. And these young people require figures they can admire. Okay? You can't listen to someone you don't like. Am I right? You don't learn from somebody you don't like. Someone you don't like cannot change you. The person who can change you is the person who you like, you admire. And because we teachers are so much adorable, that means our students adore us, the communities admire us. And therefore, if we stand to speak, most of the time people listen. And they believe in us, isn't it? Even the doctor believes in the teacher. The engineer believes in the teacher. And everybody says, this is a teacher. In a community, everybody is called by their name, except the teacher is called Mwalimu. Are you getting my point? Yes. People find it difficult to call you by your first name when you are a teacher. Even your own wife sometimes feel like you are so important as a husband or the husband, right? You can't call your husband who is a teacher, Ali, John. You call him Mwalimu, Ustad. Yeah. And you call your wife also Mwalimu. You don't call her Fatuma, Mameli, no, Mwalimu. Because you feel this a very important person. So that admiration is very, very important for us to use it to make the young people follow the right track in life. Okay? And that is why they say if you teach without inspiring the learners, it's like you are hitting on a cold iron. there is no way you can make anything out of a cold iron. When you're teaching without inspiring, if your image does not inspire the people you're teaching, then it's like you're hitting on a cold iron. There is nothing you can make anything out of a cold iron. Therefore, as a teacher, you're already an inspirational figure. Your image portrays a lot in the community, in your family. In most cases, things could happen now. But in most cases, families of teachers normally do very well. In a very rare occasion, which is normal, that is 15% to 18% allowance is always given in terms of a family succeeding or a family failing. But under normal, under general perception, is that when a teacher gets children, the children always succeed. That's the tendency. That if you're a teacher, your children will also go very far with their education. Unless the environmental mediation interferes with your parenting practices. Because nature is always stronger than nature. Okay? So sometimes you might try your best as a teacher, but then the environment becomes more powerful than you. And therefore you lose your children. But those are very rare cases. Because of that, we have the credit. And that's why it's easy for a teacher to pass a message, and the community takes that message very comfortably. So we are experts, and we are see. If there is anyone who has very high level of creativity, then it's a teacher. The kind of materials we make to help us pass information to our learners, the kind of language we use, the body language, and the tone and variation when we are teaching, okay? The styles and the techniques of passing information that makes us very creative people. That means, therefore, we know how to kill the rats in different ways. If the rat is too big, use the gun. If it's in the middle size, use the rule. If it's very small, you can use the poison. Right? But at the end of the day, you must kill the rats. Bring the change. Creativity is the highest level of intelligence. Isn't it? So because we are creative as teachers, that's why we are here. We want to get this information, put it in our own creative styles of passing information across to the communities, and definitely it will work. H in the word teacher. Teachers are known to be hard-working people. It's not easy, though it's worth doing it. Particularly these days, it's so hard to teach. You agree with me? If it's hard at the university, I can imagine how hard it is at the primary school level. Because of the many teachers that are out there, you as a teacher in the classroom, it's like you have a big task to make this child who has a teacher called a television, who has a teacher called a mobile phone, who has a teacher called a cyber cafe with internet, who has a teacher who is called a peer, a friend. Now you alone as a teacher in the classroom, to demystify all that this child has had from the other teachers, it must be really hard. But you know what? The hard way is the only way. Are you getting my point? And because we are hard working, that's why we are here, because this job requires hard workers. The only consolation which is there, they say when God sends you on a stony path, He will always give you strong shoes. So don't worry. It's not going to be very difficult. Because at the end of the day, you will never be given a task by the one who created you when He knows you cannot handle that task. Whatever comes your way is because that's what you are able to do. And believe me always, whatever is sweet is that which is earned through sweat. Whatever is sweet is that which is earned through sweat. Easy come, easy go. So because teachers understand the meaning of hard working, and this work requires a lot of hard work, that is why we are here today. That we are going to work very hard from here to make sure that the children who are under our jurisdiction, the children we are teaching, the learners who are under our influence as teachers, we shall be able to make them see the right path to follow in life and not get involved in all these gangs which are coming up every day and consuming the young people and destroying them. And I wish, and I'm sure some of you have already seen how agonizing parents are. You take your child up to Form 3, disappears. Take your child up to first year university, disappears. Your child has just completed the degree you think now is going to help you, the child disappears. These gangs, these movements are consuming all our young people. And therefore it is now becoming mandatory upon all of us to make sure this thing is managed and managed properly. So hard work. Hard work. The next letter in the word teacher is E. Interestingly enough, this job requires people who know how to engage others to accept what they believe. Teachers are the best engagers. They know how to engage the parents. They know how to engage the learners. They know how to engage the communities. They know how to engage. So we are here because of that strength. That community engagement is part of our job description. Engaging each other, engaging our learners, engaging our communities, and so on and so forth. And because this responsibilities has a lot of activities that requires regular engagements. That teachers have those skills, and therefore there is no one who will be more suitable to attend this training more than our teacher. And then the beautiful thing is that we as teachers, we are very realistic. We are very, very realistic. That means we understand who we are and we understand the environment around us,